Good morning, everybody. It's been a long time. I haven't uploaded anything in a long time because my life is chaotic. I'm joking. I'm just lazy. I am here with Melon. You mind saying hello?
Good morning, everyone.
We had recorded another podcast episode, but I was just lazy as fuck, and now everything we said was out of date, so now we're doing it again. And this time I'm actually going to edit it and upload it in a reasonable amount of time, so the words that we're saying are current. Well, a few of the things that have occurred since our last recording. I haven't made a post this year yet. This will be the first episode of 2025. Ignoring, the election and everything else that has come about, which in all honesty, most of it was a nothing burger. The election turned out kind of how I imagined it going. People are fatigued. We'll talk more about different kinds of fatigue later, but I think one of the big ones was just the weird lefty fatigue. Do you feel that in Europe at all? Has that swept through yet?
Depends. I mean, I saw some homosexuals, unfortunately, around my area, and I kind of get fatigued from that. Maybe because I don't go to the places where the homosexuals usually are, out of good reason.
I just mean, do you feel like, especially in America, I feel a vibe of just fatigue, of people just tired of having to deal with this shit. Especially, I think these were the tipping point. I think that the Dems could have pushed gays forever, and no one would have done anything. But the who wish to insert themselves into women's restrooms, into women's sports, and call you a genocidal maniac if you disagree with that, has fatigued a lot of people about the whole political talking point, just all liberalism in general. That's a vibe I get from most Americans.
I think what I can say from some people around me that are a bit more conservative, they just hate homosexuals in general, and the older ones probably don't even know what is. I mean, I explained it to one of the older people what it is, and the person was shocked that something like this even existed.
Well, that's because this didn't exist for that long. Outside of freaks who were outcasts of society, 10 years ago this didn't exist. The middle of the 2010s, it crawled out of Tumblr, and unlike a lot of the other retarded shit from Tumblr, like Headmates, it actually exploded onto the mainstream. And people have taken this one retarded concept so seriously that it's a major part of discourse now. And it is, I think, one of the biggest causes of fatigue, because it is the most insane, blatantly insane. All of it's insane, but one of the most blatantly insane things to come out of the left as of late. I don't mean to say left. I know plenty of leftists who follow me, who disavow lib shit like that. I don't even know what to label it anymore, because even communists are getting fatigued with the
I mean, historically there were anti-homosexual and stuff like that. They called it bourgeoisie morality.
I mean, they're
and
right.
I think that,
I'll say they're right. You don't see this amongst the working class. You don't see this shit coming out of the working peoples. You don't see it's in factories. You see them in the luxury classes, the leisure classes. You see them in the offices, and maybe at fast food joints because they don't like real labor. Not to say that fast food doesn't suck. I've worked plenty of fast food job, and I'd rather die than go back to it. But it's not a laboring position. So, something near and dear to my heart I say recently, it was about what do you say, a couple of weeks ago now?
Yeah, it's 2 and 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks ago, 4chan was hacked by the Shardy. You heard it here, folks. Soy Jack Party has defeated 4chan. I would never have. This caught me completely off guard when I heard about it. But actually, after going on the site and feeling the vibes, I feel like this is the true successor to 4chan. It felt like what 4chan was before it became fake and gay. I'm not really into the thread chan culture anymore. But when I went on there to see what the fuss was about, and I get it. The vibe was there, like how 4chan was when I first found it. So funny enough, the way that they did it, playing the fucking Toho music, having Hatsune Miku dancing, declaring that they
chicken jockey.
Yeah, declaring chicken jockeying being the last post on the website before going down. Like that felt like what a 4chan, like old 4chan raid would have been in the, the golden days.
The golden years. I mean, like Fortune is kind of back.
Yeah, whatever. The mask is off. You're fucking retarded if you're going back. Like, I will pull up the image, but it was revealed. Something that we all knew.
But not confirmed.
Yeah, something that we all knew. Intrinsically, we all knew. You'll never guess which country the majority of all posts.
Fucking Israel.
Oh, yeah, majority Israel. More Israeli posts on 4chan. Now, this is just on the poll board, but I have no reason to believe that it's not a common trend everywhere. Came from Israel. Something that we all joked about and intrinsically knew is now been proven true, that the ops got too fucking cool on poll. I assume this occurred closer, like when full force around the "He Will Not Divide Us" time. Israeli bots, probably even AI bots now, have been derailing and fucking up poll since late 2015, 2016. Slowly making it shittier and worse.
I mean, spiritually, Fortune died already in 2016.
Yeah, it did. It's been spiritually dead for a minute. This is just knocking out the corpse and realize that somebody had shoved their hand up its ass and used it as like a puppet.
I mean, basically, yeah. Well, have you seen like this picture with like a general and fucking Hillary Clinton printing out 4chan posts and analyzing them?
I'm not.
Yeah, the feds got too interested in poll after the election. Like, that's weird.
We should be worried about this. To be fair, they should have been. And if I was the feds, I would have done that. But nonetheless, that's what happened to 4chan. They've been thoroughly cucked, monitored, controlled by the feds, and them going down really showed that. The 4chan, which for the longest time was an online institution, I guess they still are for like the niche boards. I occasionally went back to K, like the weapons board. But besides niche topics, like actual political shit, or B, actual trolling, like real internet shit, it's over for 4chan.
It's over.
Yeah.
Okay, to be honest, the only times I went to 4chan after like 2016 was just to get pictures of anime girls.
Yeah, that's all there was. What got me into 4chan, funny enough, wasn't B or anything else like that. It was back when I was in college to go into computer programming. I would browse the technology board a lot.
To help you out and stuff.
God, I'm glad I dropped out. Seeing the fate of anyone else who stayed in programming.
You could have been raped. Who knows?
Yeah, I would have gone onto a Discord and I would have been groomed.
True, but like a 40-year-old with like Norwood and like a giant gripey belly.
Yeah, but instead, Chad, 17-year-old me, said, college is kind of gay. So yeah, 4chan is kill. I do not miss it. I know it's backup, but again, that's a corpse. Don't pay attention to it. It's sad, trust me. Everyone thinks it's sad, but nostalgia used to be considered a mental illness.
I mean, we're not allowed to be nostalgic. We're futurists.
Yeah. I'm saying, like, nostalgia used to be considered a mental illness, and I think there's a lot of truth to that. You can't spend all this time looking back. You can learn from the past, but you can't spend all this time looking back through rose-tinted glasses, going, oh, what could I have done different? Oh, if only I knew what I knew now. Shut the fuck up. You can't.
No, I can't. Stop being a whine.
Speaking of another institution that's now controlled by Mossad, the Catholic Church.
It had to be a joke by God that making Eastern Orthodox and Catholic Easter just so happened to be on the 20th of April. On Hitler's birth, like, that's great.
The day after, Pope Francis dies at the age of 88.
That's strange. Oh, wonder what these numbers could mean.
These numbers could mean. I think it's a sign. I know some people are like super autistic and rational about things, going, actually, that's just numerology. That's how we portray it. No, things have meaning.
Things happen, actually.
Yeah. Things happen, and this is a thing that happened. Yeah, so enough shitting on the Catholics. I don't want to be mean to the Catholics in this important time. I don't think the conclave has yet to come up with something, right?
I don't know much about like Catholic law and stuff. I just know that it's illegal to bet on who's the next pope.
Yo,
And people, of course, are doing that.
that's fucking hilarious. We should do that.
I just think it would be funny if the next pope would be a Slovenian. Or Croatian, for that matter.
Croatian Pope, day one, day one, pardons the Eustache.
Again, god damn it. Shit, here we go again. I mean, they did help. I read somewhere that did help out the Eustache. They're very, very relevant.
The last breath of Catholicism was when they sided with the Axis.
Yeah.
They sided with the nationalists in the Spanish Civil War. They supported Mussolini. In return, Mussolini gave them the Vatican. They took the side that would, benefit them. The side that actually gave a fuck about Christianity. Say what you want about however you interpret the different factions to be. The Axis were far more Christian than the Allies.
And the communists.
Yeah, like being a atheist communist state and atheist capitalism. They had to gain more from siding with the Axis, and they lost. And the papacy has not been relevant since. They've been relegated by the powers that be.
I mean, nowadays you can just do everything what you want, and the papacy wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, gay marriage. I know it says like in the fucking Bible that sodomy is a sin. But whatever, bro. Well, maybe we misinterpreted that part.
Wait. What in the Bible stands? Women shouldn't teach? Whatever. Make them priests.
Make them priests. Yeah, exactly. It's I don't want to keep shitting on the Catholics. I promise, Catholics, I don't dislike you. I just think that your institution's rotten to the core, like every other institution. I don't think worse of the Catholic Church than I think of the U.S. government.
I mean, I could talk a bit of the Orthodox Church. I mean, on the moral grounds, they're doing quite fine, but like they've been raped by communism.
I've said this before, but Eastern Europe has been so thoroughly raped by communism, culturally and morally. It's going to take a lot to recover from that. That's far worse than any of the material starting points that the Eastern Europe had.
Indeed.
Like the material is whatever. That basically doesn't matter. It's the matter of the people.
No, we're all broke.
Yeah, like whatever. Like, oh no, we're poor and everyone lives in a concrete house. Like whatever. That's irrelevant. That's something that can change. Buildings can be built. It's the spiritual energy of a nation that counts.
But at least we hate. I think that's the best part.
It's weird that homosexuality is the standpoint, because especially within Eastern Europe, abortion, that's something we can't ignore. That is something that, again, another trace back of communism is kind of enshrined, at least from looking from an outsider, as opposed to at least in America. I'm not going to speak for the rest of the West, but at least in America, that's something that we constantly are trying to remove from society. But it seems like more of an institution in the East.
Depends. The abortions rate has been going down, but I can't find it. But I should have found some evidence for that. I didn't prepare to talk about the Orthodox Church. Or just Eastern Europe in general.
Again, that's not like an insult of orthodoxy. That's just that's the scars left from communism.
Indeed, and it's gonna take a while. But I think we could do it.
Oh yeah, I believe it's gonna happen. I think I think that there's a very if it's gonna happen anywhere, it's probably gonna happen in the East. Although the East was spiritually raped, the West raped itself. I don't have faith in many Western European countries.
No, me neither.
Maybe France. Oddly enough, France. I could see France. Fuck the Meds. I have more faith in the Meds, to be honest, than the Nords right now.
Yeah.
Which is backwards in in my historical view.
But socially not backwards.
The Nords are so thoroughly cooked. Especially the Scandinavians. They're just so thoroughly cooked.
Bro, they're so raped. Just send in nukes, enter misery. Just do it.
Maybe Norway and Finland have a chance. Sweden, there's not a chance. There's not a chance, man. We're gonna have to burn down Stockholm. I'm sorry. I'm I'm sorry, Scandinavia. We're gonna have to give you back to the Russians.
Yes, I say this. I do this. I want to do this. That would be a great segment to talk about France, don't we?
Yes. Now let me pull up the actual article so I can be accurate in this information. But the Front National has been banned in France, or at least just Marie Le Pen. Let me make sure I have my information correct. So specifically, Le Pen has been banned from running in the 2027 election. So the Front National is still a legal organization. Just specifically, Le Pen has been banned. Whatever reason they gave is entirely doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't fucking matter. They're gonna try to get her out for whatever reasons. The so-called democracy lovers perpetually obfuscating democracy because they love democracy so much. We have to do things undemocratically to protect it.
Democracy lovers when someone with different ideas wants to do something in the democracy. Shocked.
Oh, what? Not everyone agrees with me? I don't understand.
Such a bubble mindset. Like, we get called narrow-minded, but like that's a different level for these liberals.
We are honest with what we wish to do. We don't talk in double speak, as opposed to our enemies who love to say one thing and do another. We are open about what we intend on doing, and we'll tell you what we're going to do.
We're going to kill you.
You are going to be beaten in the street by black shirts, and if you do this again, we're going to pour castor oil down your throat. We're honest about what we intend on doing. The Democrats, and I don't refer just to the party, I'm referring to the people who support democracy, love their product so much that they have to violate it to protect it. Now tell me what sense that fucking makes.
And that just means they're liars.
Like imagine any other system saying that someone is too dangerous to allow the public to vote for them. You'd be like, what, that's retarded. But no, democracy gets to pull it whenever they want because especially French. The French have very fatigued.
French. I think a couple of years ago I saw like some articles about they're like gay events, but like no French people are allowed, just blacks. Like, what is this shit?
Okay, France is rough. And don't get me wrong, the countryside's fine. Blacks don't go to the countryside. The African migrants are urbanites. They want to move to the big cities to get all the gibs. And I remember even back in 2014 when I went to Paris, I remember the Nigerians being such a common sight. They're always like, they're worse than the gypsies when it comes to being in tourist spots, trying to sell off-market handbags.
Oh yes, like in Italy too. Like, imagine going to an Italian beach and then some fucking comes like, hello. No, wait, it's Chinese.
Hello, what would you like? Would you like
hello, do you want to buy this? Yes, it's very good.
Yeah, exactly. They were worse than
like
the gypsies.
Christ. At least the gypsies are mostly racially segregated.
Well, at least the gypsies, Europeans are wise enough about them to openly discriminate against them. But it hasn't caught on that, oh my gosh, other races can be bad. At least the vibe I get from Europeans is that, although they have had less time to get used to it, the nigger fatigue is setting in.
And that's the fun thing. I don't think there aren't that much in Europe than in America.
Oh yeah, no.
Like, you have to deal with them even more.
We are far more indoctrinated. You know the copy pasta about how about worship, about how that's the official religion of America. You know the copy pasta. We all know the copy pasta. It's true. We've been indoctrinated for longer. We fought a whole war about.
I heard about the Civil War that like the incentive to like free the slaves was like something more prevalent after the war. Oh, like, yes, there was a justification.
That's post hoc justification. Throughout the war, slavery still existed in the North.
Yes.
In the bordering areas, Missouri, Maryland, they still had slaves throughout the war. In fact, the Emancipation Proclamation only freed slaves in Southern territories, which was a tool used to incentivize slaves escaping plantations and destroying the economy of the South, as well as legalizing the North's seizure of property and burning of plantations when they invaded the South. It was a strategic document, not any sort of moral one. It's taught in every school. about the Civil War. Again, all they talk about is slavery, especially for the younger ages. Just slavery, just slavery, just slavery. Slavery bad, we should feel bad forever about slavery. And you're taught and shown these people endlessly. And especially for, this is especially a Yankee problem, especially New Englanders, where they live up in basically white societies, because blacks only go so far north. They are the most fervent anti-racists because they don't interact with.
Rockwell talked about this.
I did not know he talked about that specifically.
I mean, basically, yeah. I think he in that quote. I don't remember the full quote. Basically, like if you go to Canada and say like deport all the you get like beaten up. But if you do it in the South in a white majority area, they will just agree with you because they know what the
because we interact with them. That's just how it is, and it is the process of everyone swayed in this nation to, at least from my experience, this is the experience of a lot of people, because you grow up in like a suburban area, because blacks love the urban areas, they're not the biggest suburban fans. Suburban or rural, you grow up there, you hear about them on television and stuff, you hear about the good ones like Obama and Will Smith, and then a job in the city, and every single one you interact with is fucking awful, and they openly hate you, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's the experience.
Not yet.
We're getting close, and we're not gonna jump the shark yet, but that is a talking point later.
I think next up is Canada, right?
Yes. Speaking of Canada, Canada. Oh, Canada. The Canadians have had their election.
It's all just Indians.
I'll pull up the ballot. I think it's a big meme that how fucking Pajitified. I don't know a better word for it, but how many Pajits are in Canada now?
It's insane, and most of them like came
recently,
like
under the Trudeau administration.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I think the stats I saw was like more than triple of the original amount of immigrants in Canada that went to Canada under Trudeau.
The Trudeau government has unrecoverably raped Canada.
That reminds me of Turkey.
Trudeau's legacy, both him and his father, have perpetuated Canada's existence as trying to be anything but American, and that includes being retarded. And the Liberals won out, although they're pretty stacked against the Conservatives in this one. It's not a total blowout, as one would imagine a society that has been thrown into free fall from the import of Pajits. But those Pajits can vote, so...
It's even worse.
Where's that meme image of, like, the ballot? I don't know how accurate this is. It might just be picked out to just show the Indians, but I'll flash that on screen.
Even then, just one Indian is one Indian too much.
It's
and
insane.
How many are in this picture? Like 6 of these?
Yeah. Imagine a white guy running in an Indian election.
This would never.
That'd be front page news. That's crazy. Imagine a white guy running in like South Korean politics. That'd be fucking crazy. But Indians run the ballot in Canada, and no one bats an eye.
Everybody can be proud of their nation, except for whites.
Except for whites. Canadians don't have an identity. We're all Canadian. Yeah.
Spaceless identity.
I've been so burnt out on civic nationalism. Just so burnt out on it.
It's a joke that it's even called nationalism, because it isn't. How is it nationalist to like let foreigners run into your country?
I don't know, man. And you see the pushback now, especially in America. You see the pushback from the controlled opposition, especially recently Tim Pool, if you know who that is.
I've heard it.
He's a generic conservative, online personality who wears a beanie all the time. You've definitely seen him. Has has gone into lockstep ever since he had a private meeting with Netanyahu.
What the fuck's Netanyahu?
The Prime Minister of Israel.
Oh, Netanyahu. Oh.
I don't know how to fucking pronounce this shit, dude. You think I speak Yiddish?
No, but I speak German. That's why I can pronounce it.
Well, sorry for my American butchering of it, but ever since he had a private meeting with the Prime Minister of Israel, and like in the White House.
In the White House of all places.
Oh, what do you mean of all places? That's where the Prime Minister of Israel administers, is in the United States White House.
Okay, fair point.
Functionally, that's the capital of Israel. Let's be honest here. But yeah, it changed his tone into lockstep. Many other people are in this lockstep of this civic nationalism. The Vice President of the United States has a Jeet wife.
Yeah, like why? Why did you do this, JD Vance?
Well, they had to fucking put that in there. They couldn't have a totally white, non-race mixer ballot. Because, especially, like, you know, in lockstep, the new administration in America is very pro-Pajit. Everyone remembers that meltdown that Elon Musk had, calling Americans too retarded to be employed in America, and that we have to import foreign labor, compete.
So, compete with who? Fucking China, who is this, like, slave labor in sweatshops?
Yeah. Like,
why would you compete with that?
Again, Sam Hyde put it best. You can't compete with slavery.
Yeah.
You can't. So don't. Who cares? Who cares that their little numbers are more up? Like,
Just
I don't care about the well-being of mega corporations. I care about the well-being of Americans. These multinational conglomerates who sold us out to the world, who, because they didn't want to play game with the unions in America, exported their labor markets to everywhere else but here. I don't give a fuck if they go bankrupt. I genuinely don't. And I'm tired of pretending I do. I hope they go bankrupt.
Would it be a good thing, actually?
I hope they go bankrupt. I hope that I hope their CEO is dragged through the street.
Fucking hanged by a lynch mob.
I don't care, and I don't know anyone who cares except for liberals nowadays. Especially in America. I don't know how it is in Europe. Liberals, ever since becoming the establishment, have become very pro-establishment. I don't know how else to put it besides that. And so a lot of them are like, oh dude, we can't mess with free trade. We can't mess with free trade. Like, why is that a thing you care about? Aren't you like a self-confessed communist? Why do you care about international free trade?
I mean, they just want their gay stuff to be made in China, so it's cheap.
That's it. They literally just want anything that Trump doesn't want. And
that too.
in the same way that the Canadians don't have an identity beyond not being American, liberals do not have an identity beyond not siding with Trump. Don't get me wrong, dude. I don't like Trump either. I don't define my identity based off disagreeing with him. I can say we have points of common interest.
I mean, that's just a rape victim mindset, to be honest.
It really is.
Oh, I hate him so much. I'm gonna turn my whole personality into hating him.
There is a
very nihilistic too.
Yeah, there is a buck-broken mindset of both the left and the right. I don't know how it is. Again, I don't know how it is in Europe, but in America, where they have to be the opposite of the other.
In Europe, there was like after the election, there was kind of wave of like, oh, we hate America, but they mean just they hate Trump. Like that's also rape victim mindset. Like, what the fuck are you doing? If I'm going to be like anti-America, then I either go like full away, banning everything what comes from there, or like just banning the one president I don't like.
Yeah, I don't like.
Make any sense.
I don't like that guy. Well, because we have so many bases, you can't bane America. America, at any given time, could topple most European governments.
Unfortunately, I mean, Europe alone isn't that strong, to be honest.
Europe is mostly a series of vassal states. Functionally, there are places that are more free. France is probably the most free Western European country. Functionally. They have their own military bases abroad. They have a solid military. I know people like to make the memes about France, but France could kick any other European nation's ass just based off military alone. Like, yeah, they're the most free of the Europeans, which is probably why they're... I'm not gonna say they're less cucked, but they're less cucked.
I mean, functionally, the Balkan states are just the vassals of the Western Europeans that are vassals of the Americans.
Yeah,
functionally.
It's the puppet meme.
Basically, yeah. European sovereignty basically died in World War II, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's all just America or Russia.
We're not the first people to observe this. This is a major point of both Mosley and Yaki. Even though it probably might just be Yaki, because we later found out that Yaki did a lot of ghostwriting for Mosley.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did a lot of ghostwriting. There you go, you can't get away from American colonization. We colonized Mosley, motherfucker.
Colonized the Brits, oh my god.
It's weird. It's hard to know where power truly extends to. Power flows very strangely. It's something you can't really map out. Unless you're the guy in charge, you don't really know who's loyal to who. And even if you're the guy in charge, you probably know less.
Like, is this guy really loyal to me, or is he just saying stuff so he gets a better job?
Yeah, like it's hard to know where the power really flows until things come until things happen, and until a minor confrontation between Austria and Serbia leads to everyone fighting a war against one another.
I mean, that's the funniest thing is, there's like some hall when I went to Bosnia, Republika Srpska, like in a nearby city, they just had a picture of Gavrilo Princip. It was funny.
That's a national Serbian hero.
What? He's the most known Bosnian Serb that ever existed.
That's true.
Apart from maybe Ratko Mladic or Radovan Karadzic.
Wasn't Tesla also a Serb?
Oh yes, but he wasn't born in Bosnia.
Okay, just a
Serbian
Serb.
No, I think he was born in Croatia actually.
Okay, Croatian Serb.
Either way, still a Serb.
And now his name has been taken by a South African in America.
Talk about rape! Oh my god, he didn't deserve this.
Well, Tesla can't stop being raped by Americans. He's getting raped from the grave. He was raped by Edison when he was still alive.
Fuck Edison, piece of shit. Do you even get taught about Nikola Tesla in school, or all just like, oh, Edison did this actually?
Functionally, yes, Edison.
Oh my.
It's not like hidden, like secret knowledge, but it's not something you're gonna get in the school book. It's Edison invented the light bulb, full stop, and you probably get like a paragraph, and that's it.
God, that's why. Putin, please drop the nukes just for this one thing in particular. Putin, nothing else, just one thing.
Putin, please vaporize New York. The only people who'd be mad about New York being vaporized is New Yorkers. And a great number of them would probably be happy.
True. I mean, it just reminds me of the one Serbian song that talks about New York burning.
Good, dude.
That was awesome.
You think you dream about that? Americans dream about that more.
I get it why.
You ready for the last talking point?
Yes, sir.
So, I'll to let everyone know what happened, I'll play the little clip I made.
Hey, jigger boo colored knee. Black porch monkey, brown baboon, melon muncher, chicken bone sucker, blue, black, silverback, big spear chucker. Any way you figure, the president's to me.
Speaking of fatigue, I'm just gonna say fatigue, so I had to censor less things. But fatigue is at a high when a mother called a little a because the was going through her kid's diaper bag, and then a Somalian pedophile filmed her going, "You can't say that, he's autistic and shit," and and she flipped him off and has now raised more money than a murderer.
Indeed. America's healing slowly.
It's the fatigue. I told you the story about how fatigue sets in and how it's something that's learned, not something that you're born with. Nobody's born racist. You learn to be racist.
Indeed.
you learn that it's not actually the color of their skin, but the contents of their character that makes them revolting.
And the stench too. Just saying.
Yeah, they're smelly. They stink.
Yeah. Stink.
Go ahead.
To find more interesting the so-called nationalist, in quotation mark, backlash from this. I don't get it.
I'll pull up the tweet now because I saved it for my little compilation. People think that we have to throw this out and we cannot side with our own race because she's a busted whore. I don't know if that's true or not. I think that even if it is true, I think we should side with our race over
a Somalian pedophile.
A Somalian pedophile, yeah.
Fucking Minnesota.
Yeah, like whatever. It is the Groyper's goal to lose forever.
To be gay retards forever.
To be gay retards forever. I blame Nick for. I have my own theories for Nick about him being a federal informant. But ignoring these sorts of things, I think I don't want to say they're grifters, but they don't ever propose answers to things, do they? It's always a problem. Here's the problem. here's the problem. You should be mad about the problem. Never, here's how we're going to fix it. I get the vibe that they don't want to fix it. That they want things to go on as they are because they can grift off it.
Personally, I think you're just mentally retarded.
Yeah. I'm talking about the leadership though, not the fans. Obviously, we say it all the time, Nick and his Lost Boys. Nick and others have seen the hole that's left for a lot of young men. A lot of young men don't grow up with a masculine, strong father figure. That's how the world is now. We're gonna fix that, but there's a lot of young men who feel lost in this world, and it's a tragedy, and stuff should be done about it. I feel like he just instead of making it like a hey, let's change the world, let's get better, he makes it this little hug box for incels.
And just endless whining.
Endless
An
whining.
echo chamber.
I'm not saying incel demeaning. It's a fact that a vast majority of young men, even into their 30s nowadays, I say 30 as young man, but you know what I mean, into late 20s are virgins nowadays. That many people are just happen to be losers? No, it's because the dating market has collapsed and we're in societal freefall. Instead of coddling, we should fucking work to fix it. Direct that energy forward. But no, we gotta hide in our little Discord server, our little Catboy Discord server. It's okay, it's all women's fault, and it enrages me to no end.
It's just feminine whining.
It's
very
so
feminine,
fucking feminine. Oh my god. Masculine anger is directed. Feminine anger is directionless. It is lashing out at the world, as opposed to directed targets.
Because it reminds me of, when women are sad, they just want to talk to someone. But when men are sad, they want to see the problem, want to fix it.
It's the different mindset, and I think the root cause of this is fatherlessness.
I mean, yeah, good point.
I think fatherlessness is the base root of most problems in modern society. And I don't just mean fathers who weren't there. I mean fathers who weren't fathers. They didn't act like fathers. They didn't prepare people for the future. I see that in a lot of people.
Just hang around, drinking beer and watching soccer.
Yeah, watching the football game, never teaching their sons how to shoot, how to repair.
Just you aren't there.
Basically, you're a second mother. All I'm saying is everyone needs to get their shit together, find people around you, organize into little clubs. I'm not, for legal reasons, I'm not advocating for anything, but at least in America, you are allowed to have a well-regulated militia. That's in the Constitution, no matter what some state legislators like to declare that it means. Organize, work out with buddies. That's the best thing you can do. Yeah, do stuff. You're angry, go to the gym. Don't just fucking sit in your misery and get on a Discord call and complain about it with some other people in similar situations. Do something. Direct the anger and put it towards a good cause. Ugh, so I'm suffering groiper fatigue.
Groiper fatigue.
Fucking millstone around our necks.
I don't know, fuck groipers. Metaphysically, not literally.
Not metaphysically, yeah.
Metaphysically.
Metaphysically. You must metaphysically buck break them.
I mean, they're kind of brown, so it could be called buck breaking.
Good. Unlike Destiny. Recently, the last time I got banned from Twitter was because I threatened to rape and murder Destiny. Destiny, if you're listening to this, my offer still stands. I can still rape and murder you. I can say that now because he's fallen out of favor. Because surprise, surprise, a leftist streamer is a degenerate. Who'd have thunk it?
Who'd have thought? I'm surprised. I'm so ejecting right now how surprised I am.
Oh, that's a whole talking point. I don't want to get too off base. Because, that's neither here or there, but... Oh, man. Everyone was so fucking pissed because for a while, people considered him the Joe Rogan of the left. And, the left was so angry that they lost him. I'm like, bro, he was not that good. He was actually pretty retarded.
I mean, good for their standards.
Yeah, for their horrible standards. And so, ever since the big collapse happened, their biggest guy is now Hassan Piker. And if I have to explain to you how that is embarrassing, you're not paying attention. Fucking Cenk Uyghur's nephew, who hasn't worked a day in his life, who's a socialist. Literally the definition of a champagne socialist. At least Destiny was a carpet cleaner before becoming a streamer.
Well, actual working class. Holy shit.
Yeah, at least Destiny has that root. This guy never worked a day in his life. It's okay. God, make my enemies ridiculous. And he has. Why would I be mad about that?